So, and generally these service based companies hire in bulk. Okay, and this is the reason you never know, are you going to work on SAP or web development or data science? You can get anything. You can get worst to the worst project and best to the best as well. They just want to know that are you aware with the basics or not? Is your foundation strong or not?
Most important thing in product based company, they wanted to see, are you a good problem solver? How do you do a team building? How do you play in a team? Basically, how do you do a better project management? How you ensure that you know how to give those timeline, which is very important.
Managers want the work to be done as soon as possible so that they can impress clients that we have, like you gave us 21 days and we have finished it in 10 days. But where is the code quality? If you put resignation, if you are hardworking and your manager wants you to stay, then ready to retain you with the same package or little bit more package, like that. They fired you, but they might hire you back and then fire you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Chuck the Interview series. We have today a special guest and a special topic altogether. We are going to discuss about service-based and product-based companies. So, with that, let me introduce Manohar. Manohar is a senior software engineer at IBM. He holds around 10 years of experience, basically working with product-based companies and the service-based companies. Previously, he has worked with companies like TCS and many more companies, coming from a support to the development background. So he has seen the world in a very better way, where a lot of struggles, a lot of things he has brought him to this level. And definitely he owns a very popular YouTube channel. Also, do check out that channel, and we'll talk about his channel also at the end. So with that, without wasting further time, let me quickly introduce Manohar. Hey Manohar, how are you doing, man?
I am good, good. Thank you for inviting me on your channel, Chirag. So it's an awesome to be here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and I see lovely smile and lot of interesting thing we are going to cover today.
Yes.
So I hope this podcast is going to help lot of people, basically, because we are going to talk about service based and product based company, where you have worked approximate a decade in a service based company and having a combination of product based companies as well, and where I have almost worked in a product based companies in my career till now, like talking about currently at a Microsoft, then previously Flipkart, and in many other startups. So I think this
Yes.
battle is going to be very interesting, where we are going to maybe support and oppose on a lot of the parameters that we are going
Yes.
to
Correct.
have. So with that, how are you feeling, by the way?
I am feeling good, and I just want to say to your audience that this will be a very straightforward and blunt podcast. Okay, there is no buttering over here, and whatever will be the truth will be spoken here. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's get on a fire on everything related to the service based and the product based company without any filter and any shit. So with that, let's get us started. So, like, if you have to talk about the interview process, if you have to get into any of the service based company, maybe it is like as a freshers or
Mhm.
probably as an experienced person. What are the things that we see in the interview process and how we generally get into the service based company?
Okay. So in service-based companies, if I first talk about fresher, so first of all, fresher does not know what technology he or she is going to work. So, and generally these service-based companies hire in bulk. Okay, and this is the reason you never know, are you going to work on SAP or web development or data science? You can get anything. You can get worst to the worst project and best to the best as well. So as a fresher, you should always keep your eyes and mind open. First of all, you should have a theoretical knowledge of all, I would say almost everything, because that is what their expectation is. Are you aware with the new technology and trend or not? That
Mhm.
is. And I just want to say that getting job as a fresher is far 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 difficult as compared to an experienced person, because
Mhm.
as a fresher you don't know what to study, so you study everything. Okay, you make your web development project, sometimes some go with front end, some go with back end, started learning Python, so you do everything in and out to get a job. Okay, and that is true. But if you go with some startup, as a fresher, they just want directly, I want DevOps person, I want web developer person, this or mobile application developer, like that stuff.
Mhm.
But if as experienced, I would say, you have 1 year of experience or 2 year and more than that as well. Of course expectation matters as your experiences increases, but with the experience up to 3 years, they just want to know that are you aware with the basics or not? Is your foundation strong or not? Okay, because library can change, a framework can change. Okay, they probably using vanilla JavaScript, someone is using some other framework, React, Next.js, anything. They just see whether your foundation is strong or not. So that's why
Mhm.
90% of the interviews, they just check your basic knowledge on JavaScript. So, and secondly, once your experience increases, I would say more than 3 years and up to 7 years, now the comes, they ask you situation based questions. So
Mhm.
in theoretical as well as practical simultaneously goes on in the first round itself.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
earlier they don't ask data structures in service based companies. Okay, in
Mhm.
service based companies before COVID, as far as my knowledge says, okay, I am saying as per my knowledge, because sometimes people take it general, like if he's saying like that it happens in all the companies. No, it's always I share my experience. So
Mhm.
they never ask for data structures, so that this is the reason as well salary is less.
Mhm.
Okay, because they knows that we know we need persons who know development, who can do this or support like that. So they
Mhm.
never goes into data structures, but right now they also know that people are getting 3 to 4 times salary of their
Mhm.
current experience. So
Mhm.
why don't we ask extra questions to them and check whether this person is knowledgeable or not? Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day these companies are actually paying for our knowledge.
Mhm.
Okay, so in maximum companies, service based companies, interview is of only 2 rounds. First
Mhm.
is your theoretical,
Mhm.
okay, and some basic debugging or some these things, okay,
Mhm.
basic question answers. And second round is managerial round,
Mhm.
and in which they ask mainly questions related to agile,
Mhm.
agile and your scrum. So these things, no doubt, you are not scrum master, you are not agile practitioner, but they just see whether you know how to work in an agile environment or no, because
Mhm.
either or you know DevOps or you know DevSecOps. So
Mhm.
they just see your knowledge. So as I said, once you experience more, probably 6 years or 7 years, they expect, do you know about deployment stuff? So
Mhm.
question gets changed based on your experience and situation, but overall round is maximum, minimum 2 and maximum
Mhm.
3. Minimum 2 is saying, and first is theoretical plus practical and then managerial, and
Yeah.
last is your managerial, means almost salary discussion and all
Mhm.
those stuff. Or you have only theoretical basic technical questions, debugging questions, and second is purely machine coding round, or vice versa. In some
Mhm.
companies it is first is machine coding so that they can just get a refinement whether you know or not, and then they will ask you technical questions, and last is managerial questions. So this is a simple straight process in service based companies. Now I just want to learn from you how it happened in product based companies. You have worked in Flipkart, Microsoft, and many other good companies as well.
Oh,
Over to you.
awesome. Awesome. So as you have talked about a lot of stuff like how what are the expectations in basically service. Let me put you on fire related to the product based company. So the first most important thing in product based company they wanted to see, are you a good problem solver? When I say problem solver, it's not about I'm talking about data structures. Problem solver in a sense, I'm giving you a problem statement. Can you come to the conclusion or the solution? It can be related to your domain or it can be in general a problem statement, right? So then the next thing is optimization. Like, are you able to optimize that further using some data structures, which is very important. Third thing which is assist is related to your system design, which is if I ask you, you have to build this, are you just thinking about that feature, component, or functionality, or you are able to think how and where it is going to fit and what impact it is going to make, right? That where it makes you a differentiator. Where when you join in early stage in your career, most of the time you build low level design, low level APIs, some feature functionality enhancement, debugging, and sort of thing. When you grow in your career, your contribution starts from low level to a high level design where you are implementing and building complex pieces of application and also ensuring how these are going to interact with each other, which makes you a differentiator. And again, talking about those two rounds are almost kind of same, which is your hiring manager round and the HR round. The only differentiation is in case of hiring manager round, right? You can say the people, the person is going to put you on a fire because he's going to ask you. Agile is definitely which is required, which is one way or the other way is your team building and your project management, right? How do you do a team building? How do you play in a team basically? How do you do a better project management? How you ensure that you know how to give those timeline, which is very important. In short, if I have to talk about, your problem solving, either it is going to be directly in terms of the UI tech. If you are like front end developer, most of the questions are going to be JavaScript based, some problems on top of it, right? Second is going to be more on core, like they can ask you machine coding, like let's build something out of that. Third is a related system, then taking you from your experience, what kind of experience it is. Maybe you have an experience in your project, in your internal team, from there to your experience in the corporate as your experience grows. So they are always going to drill into those things, which is very, very important. Now, what's the differentiate? I can see one thin line around that. Just knowing what it is not going to help you in product based companies.
Correct.
Having a in-depth understanding of that is something which is very, very important, because person start grilling you on that, right? When you come to the interviews.
Code optimization is very plays a very important role. Okay.
Optimization, yes.
Yes, because as from your words, in your interview, okay, so generally they focus on how you write code and how you approach it. So these things happen in service-based companies a very later stage.
Mhm.
Okay. Reason being is, in service-based companies, this is what I experienced till now is managers want the work to be done as soon as possible so that they can impress clients that we have like you gave us 21 days and we have finished it in 10 days. But where is the code quality? Okay.
What about people talks about lot of times about the salary? What are the different expectation people should have when they are going into the service based company, and probably we'll talk about the product based company. What do you think?
Okay, so when I started my career in 2014, I started from tier 3 college. So I know that from tier 3 college, because generally campus placements are on high, off campus placements, we don't trust that time. Okay, we trust that they will actually snatch our money or something.
Correct.
This they are taking some global India test, and we don't know that whether it's true or legal or not, because genuine or not, I would not say legal. Yeah, legal also comes, but genuine or not. And what if I got a call from some example Chennai? I'm like, I belong to Punjab and I go to Chennai people, Chennai company, and they will say, okay, we want to hire you, but I don't want to come there. So will my money get wasted or at that time or not? So this is the reason people that time focus on campus jobs. And we also know that that time this Amazon and many other man companies, they don't come to tier 3 college, and tier 3
Yeah.
college mainly works like uh, wait for only these service based companies like TCS, Infosys, and many other. Okay. Now I started salary with 3.18 LPA. Okay. Now it is of course more than 10 times probably. ठीक है? Okay, so of course it is good. That is the reason. There is a reason behind this, because when I started my career, my senior told me that one should always have a salary your experience into 1.5. That was the basic calculation that time before COVID we had. And this is the conversation I'm telling you when I made my first switch in 2017. And I switched in with my 2.7 years experience, and I got package around 7. Okay, so with 3 years experience, I got almost double package, which was like very good. And my senior also said this is very good package. Now try to maintain it. But now the question is, how can we maintain it? It's not in my hand. Okay, because when I switched, I got 30-40% hike, and when I stay in the company, I got an appraisal of 5 to 10% max.
Yeah.
So you can't maintain it. So if you want to maintain your current experience, salary is equals to current experience into 1.5, then only option is you have to switch after a couple of years. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that every time you just switch, there should be some strategy. Okay. If you are, because a simple example is, if you stay in some company, then only people trust you. When people trust you, they will give you opportunity, ample amount of opportunity.
Correct.
It's like these MNCs like a shops, and every shop has some opportunity. It's just you have to gain the trust of your owner is your manager. Okay, but still manager will not give you more than 10% hike at any cost. There is some condition. Manager is
Yeah.
also bound to it, because he has to distribute that amount to its employees.
Yeah.
So what I learned from my previous people or friends is that if you put resignation in service based company or in any company, I'm not saying product based company, if you put resignation, If you are hardworking and your manager wants you to stay, then they will say, okay, I'm ready to accept your resignation and just ready to retain you with the same package or little bit more package like that.
Mhm.
Ha, if during retention, if you start asking, oh no, I want more money,
Huh.
then manager will see you are money minded. Then his mood or might get changed, and he will say, okay, you go ahead. Okay, I don't want money minded people. Or might be they will do like earlier did by Twitter.
Mhm.
Okay, they fired you, but they might hire you back and then fire you. Okay, so companies can play any strategies, but in short, salary wise, if you just simply asked, and as you said, it will go with 5% to 10% max. And if you switch, then you can get 30-40%. But right now, after COVID, yes, situation gets changed. People are getting the 3 to 4 times of their current experience.
Mhm.
But yes, this is the reason we see layoff as well, because we get that type of salary, but we are not competitive enough.
Mhm.
Okay, so that model can't sustain long enough.
Great, great. I think that was an awesome way to basically represent that.
Now I want to understand from you, because I have one question. Because in it is said that you should not directly apply to man companies. You should
Mhm.
always go with via some little low companies like Flipkart, Ola, something other different type of companies. And from there you should either show cross package or work there for 1 hour, and then you increase your salary. So I want to understand from you as an experienced person how it really happened, and how you think on it.
Okay, I will tell you the real scenarios how that actually executes. In product-based company, it is very important to understand one thing, which is in your early stage, if you are skilled, you are really smart and hardworking, you can grow your package to X factor. Like if I talk about my personal career, so I joined a company within 2.5 year, I was having more than double the package I joined the company, right? Within 2 year approximate. And when I was leaving the company, I was getting like 4x package, which I was basically I got at the starting. But again, I was knowing that if I take that 4x or 5x probably, in that case it will become for me difficult to basically switch the companies and grow in the career. But I was knowing that where I have to basically reach, so that because when you join these fang companies, right, or any of the big companies, so most of the time they are ready to match your packages, but they are not going to give you 2x or 3x salaries and whatnot. They have some band, right? So it's better when you join these companies, big companies, you are on the upper side of the band, so that when you get in the companies, most of the time you get 5%, 10%, or 15% in general. That is a max hike basically that you get in any of the like fang or big companies. That is in general after certain experience. Early stage, when you are fresher, you can get like 20-30%. That kinda is feasible using your ESOP and whatnot, but in general you won't get. Now, the strategy is, if you, some people, oh, I have a very good package. I am getting a package maybe in very big company. In the starting of my career, let me jump into. You jumped. What will happen? You wanted to retain in that company. Your 5% or 10% of that will not make you wealthy enough even after like 3-4 years of experience. But when you are working in a product based company in a small organization, right, you can grow your, with your effort, you can grow this package to multi X. Now with that multi-X, when you join a company like big companies, your 5% and 10% make a difference. Because 10% of 5 lakh and 10% of 50 lakh, boss, it make a difference, right? So that is a one major difference, where people who are there from a very long time in such big organization, you will see, have a very good ample amount of delta people who are joining as and fresh from different organization and being retained from the same organization.
Because in service based companies, one more thing is, at fresher level or little bit experience level, 5 years, 6 years, 7 year, your percentage can increase from 0 to 10%,
Yeah.
yearly hike.
Hmm.
But once you get some senior manager or little less than assistant
Hmm.
manager, whatever you call, that time hike is only 2% or 3% max.
Yeah.
Because you said na, so 5% on 5 lakh and 5% on 50 lakh makes a huge difference. So
Yes.
that's actually, yeah, true.
Awesome. I think we talked about this. The most important thing which I wanted to touch is about the culture. Like when you join like service based company, what kind of cultures that you see? Like what kind of environment you get?
First of all, there are two types of environment. This is what my feeling is. One is made by the manager. Okay. Second is made by the employees itself. Because if you see, um, example, one manager wants, okay, I want every team, every person in the team to go for a lunch together. Okay, that is one. Second is I'm going with my favorite people. You also go with your favorite people and come back on desk by 2 p.m. Okay, example. So I don't know where you are going, what you are eating, what you are doing, what you are gossiping, what you are bitching back behind me. Do whatever you want to do. Come back on seat by 2. Some managers love to do micromanagement. Okay, so tell me how much time you took on this task, why it took so much time, and there are plenty of reasons. Okay, on that one is like they are grown up like that. Okay, so their manager also did like this with them. Some managers gets changed with time, so they just give you, okay, give you open hands. Okay, just get my work done. I don't care what you are doing. Okay, leave office by 5 or come office by 12, whatever you want to do. Do work from home, do remote job, hybrid, do whatever you want to do. You want to do your personal work during office hours, do. But I just want this work to be done. Come in office, come in meetings during that time with this preparation. So it all depends, okay, how manager has built up that culture. And wherever, what I feel is wherever there is micromanagement, because today's generation don't love micromanagement, because
Very
today's
true.
generation जब अपने मम्मी पापा की नहीं सुनती तो उनको होता है कि भाई ये मैं मैनेजर की भी क्यों सुनूं. ओके, आई हैव plenty of opportunities. So with the YouTube as well, they have changed the mentality. Okay, so now people, employees don't want to work under restrictions. They want trust, and same happens with manager side as well. They
Correct.
also want कि you give me trust, I will give you open hands. But it actually both goes simultaneously. So वो वैसा होता है ना, बट जैसे आप हो वैसे ही सामने वाला.
Which is
Okay,
true. Yeah.
but if opposite person is not going to change, वो बोला if you can't change the girl, then change the girl. So similarly, like if you can't change the boss, change the boss. मतलब क्या? Just change the company. Finish. Simple rule.
Yeah.
So culture is very mixed. It's just you know how to handle it. Okay, how you play smartly. And one point I just want to add to end this my thoughts. At the later stage of life, when you are into some management role, that time your technical skills are less and diplomatic skills are more. Okay, you should know how to manage these 5-10 people. You can't be straightforward to all of them. So you should know how to be diplomatic, how to make fool. Okay, so this is the qualities which I feel required more as compared to technical skills, because you can't do everything. Okay, so you know how to how to get this thing done. So yeah, this is the culture. This is what I feel and experienced. Yeah,
Yeah,
over to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
What is your
Yeah,
experience?
I think in terms of work which I have, micromanagement can happen anywhere. Like that is a kind of a, you end up into in a team of a manager which is, he doesn't know how to do a management, in short, right? So that's why people end up doing the micromanagement, because if people know how to get the things done, they plan it well and execute it well. That is what I think. Most of the product based company have good managers, right? Unlikely you can end up into someone where you are screwed up. That is like you don't have option, either you change the team or the company. That is the option that you have, right? So as you said, you can't change the girl, just change the girl, right? Exactly what it is. So but what I have seen, most of the companies, product based companies, are work hard and party harder. Like when it comes to work, you might have to work for maybe 12 hours sometimes and 14 hours. And eventually I have worked in Microsoft also for those many hours when there was a need. And when it comes to the party, I have been into a party like yesterday only, where we went for a team outing and we really had a blast, right? So what I meant by, so that culture is something which gives you ample opportunity to experiment also.
This is actually share my on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, because until and unless you ask, you will not get.
Yeah, which is
Okay,
very important.
because if you are just thinking in your mind that if I do hard work, I will get 10% hike, I will get promotion, I will get on site, 99% time it is not going to happen. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to set expectation, that please tell me your expectation from me, and I will set my expectation in front of you, because after all this is all about give and take. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
one of my manager used to tell me that कि भाई मैं ना तो तेरे लिए काम कर रहा हूँ ना तू मेरे लिए काम कर रहा है. We are working for this organization and
Hmm.
this is my task. If I say you anything in the meeting,
Hmm.
please don't take it personal. Okay, I'm telling
With
you, this is reality.
disclaimers.
Disclaimers. But after everything comes with if and else, so it all depends on you. Because one of my friend directly said to his manager, he said, "Please don't say these like silly things to me in front of everyone because I get offended. This time I did not speak, but next time if you have something like this, then please tell me in personal. Because
Yeah,
every day you call me 2 to 3 times a day, but now for this silly thing you are telling in front of everyone. I don't like it." So
yeah,
next time manager said, okay, I will not tell you, but I'm saying that always tell whatever you feel, as you said, which
yeah.
is totally right. You should always speak up. Yeah.
One important thing which is very important, we talked about multiple parameter, but ultimately your work,
Mhm.
your knowledge is something which is very important. So what about the quality of work basically that we have in service and the knowledge that you grow basically over the period of time?
So knowledge is one thing which I like about product-based companies is documentation. Okay, when you have documentation, because in product-based companies, they don't care. 99% they don't retain you. Okay, very 1% chances are that if you are a favorite of your manager, then they will retain you because they have everything in documentation. If one people left, then another person can come, read that documentation and can start working. So this is called as dependency,
Hmm.
which generally people makes in service based companies, and you can't make it in product based companies. Okay,
Hmm.
so in service based companies people try to make dependencies. If they have documentation, make it such a weird way that you don't understand what they have written. And 99% managers, as I said, managers are not technical persons. So manager just see whether you have made, okay, you have made the document, but you have not made correctly. Okay,
Hmm.
so this is the one thing I just like and hate is documentation, that you will not get proper KT and guidance in service based companies. You have to deep dive and learn swimming on your own. But
Hmm.
its good side is on product based size. Product based companies, they give you proper documentation, proper KT, proper training, and then they put you in a real project.
Yeah.
Now over to you. What is your experience?
My experience around work is one very important, which is having the right design discussions. Like what it meant by you are open to choose anything as a matter of fact which makes your product application better. Like when I say better, when we actually try to implement anything in product based company, most of the time it goes through the design discussion where we talk about what are the options, why did we choose it, right, why we are using this, is it going to just solve today's problem or it is going to become a blocker or it is going to be extensible in future. Those are some things which are done which makes it as a differentiator instead of just thinking this is a requirement that we got, somehow get it done, get it working, right. That is one thing which I have seen generally. Like if it is startup, probably there will be such thing which is coming, either it is product based company or service based company. Boss, you have to get this things done because we have to think about the business, future will come in future, but today we have to survive, right. The technology that you are going to use is not going to come as a requirement, where service based company mostly talk about you have to build these things in React, use Redux, use these technology in order to build this thing. But in product based company, the goal is not which technology to use, is ultimate goal is this is where we wanted to reach. You use the best tool which is possible in order to reach to there and ensure that it can help you to grow further. So that is one thing which I can definitely relate it with.
Okay, if you want to grow, then please think in Chirag's perspective, as he said, think on design. Or if you think it was not given opportunity to you by your team when you joined, so please ask your colleagues or senior how it happened and why it happened. So by that perspective, you can show your interest. Your manager can feel that interest in you, and he will probably give you some more chances. And this is the only way to impress your manager. And this is the generally tricks which I generally share on my YouTube channel as.
Awesome. So this is where we talked about all those stuff. Now the thing is, should I even work for a service-based company or product-based company? Like this is very difficult. Like how to choose among the service-based company or product-based company when probably I have both the offer, or probably I don't have, like I have just one offer. Like, on what parameter do you think you are going to support? You should choose a service-based company.
Ideally, there are so many parameters, but one motive to join service-based companies people is that service-based companies send people on-site or onshore,
Yeah.
whatever you call them, and they generally don't send it for 6 months, 3 months, which generally happened in product-based companies. I observed.
Hmm.
Okay, might be depend on team to team, but product-based companies, if they send it very for a short duration. But service-based companies, if they send you, they almost send you for lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay, because we Indians are very champion in impressing someone, and these white people gets easily impressed by us. And we as an Indian, when we go there, it's not only to 1 year experience people, 2 year experience people. I'm telling you, this happened to even 20 years experienced managers as well. If anyone is going on site to the client place, client office, then they are just going to impress them, so that they can hold his hand and say, भाई तुझे इंडिया जाने नहीं दूंगा मैं, तू तो यहीं पे बैठेगा, चाहे वो वहां पे बोल बचन ही क्यों ना करके आया हो, और वहां पे बैठ के they can just give orders to some very talented people do work by themselves, and
Hmm.
very few people they give orders to onshore offshore people and get the work done, and client gets impressed, oh my god, you have a good managerial or team lead skills as well. So
Aeroplane need to run on the runway in order to fly in the sky, right? So that is something which is very, very important for people, and you decide what is important for you, the parameters. Don't get confused
correct.
with 1 CR package,
Hmm.
working, doing parties, going to Maldives, Thailand, and go as an office trip.
Correct.
Don't get
Correct.
influenced by those parameters, which is very important. That is my perspective which I wanted to share.
No, agree. Totally makes sense because as a married person, okay, and I have a baby as well. I'm telling you, to you, Chirag, as well as to your audience as well, that because as we grow in life, or we as we have more responsibilities, personal, we want. I feel we want less responsibilities in corporate.
Hmm.
Okay, otherwise our personal life will hamper. So I'm already suggesting that make your salary at a such a level, because salary does not have numbers. YouTube now does not have any numbers. There is no end limit to it.
Hmm.
Okay. Online classes don't have any number, because in offline classes you have, at least I know, I have this room, only 10 people can sit, but online you can have 100,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is no end to it. You have to set your limit. Okay. So up to this limit, I'm happy. And now I can focus on both things equally. So don't get trapped with the YouTube thumbnails, and don't lose your happiness over those silly things. So guys, that is just an advice, because when I started my career, I started with 3.18, and later when I left on 2018, no, sorry, 2014 I pass out. So in 2017-18 around, TCS launched TCS Digital. Okay, so that time no YouTube channel was covering it. Now every YouTuber is covering that point. But that time I told people that to reach 3 to 7, it will take you in TCS, it will take you more than 5 6 years.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you just prepare for one exam by studying for only 2 months or 3 months max, you can cover your 7 years. And if you cover your 7 years, means your retirement age will decrease from 60 to 53.
Hmm.
So that is my simple logic I tell. But don't run that money. I don't run in such a way that I will decrease my retirement to 25. Okay, so make a balance between them, because I'm telling you, we were before our starting this podcast, I was telling to Chirag that because of oversitting and this, I got a pain on my neck. So this is the disadvantage. So please, as an youngsters, to maintain your health, that is also important. Yeah.
Awesome. It was an awesome discussion with you, Manohar. I think this is a long, but people are going to love it. I really can feel that. And guys, whoever is watching it, you will get a link of the Manohar's YouTube channel on the description. Basically, he creates a lot of diverse content, and you will see a lot of fun in his channel also. Do watch it, and basically reach out to Manohar if you have any questions related to the service-based companies. He will give you a genuine feedback irrespective of where we work. That's a difference of a right mentor or a people who actually provide the right guidance. So Manohar is one of them, and thanks a lot, Manohar, for coming here and sharing your thoughts, man.
Thank you so much, Chirag. You are sharing an awesome information. And one of my friend introduced Chirag to me via LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is such a good tool, okay, which makes your network strong. And I'm glad that my friend helped me in meeting Chirag. And Chirag has made a wonderful course, okay, on front end and system design, which I already recommending to my friends, to my subscribers and audience, and to everyone, and do check it out and take advantage of it. Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Thanks a lot.